Hey guys, welcome to a little preparation video for E-2 of Kantai Collection's 2015 fall event. So this map can be a little tricky. I've already tried it once. I'm not doing this before I've actually done anything because I needed to test some things out. So I've put together a little fleet here, which is basically most of what's suggested. So the main important thing here is to have Jitsu. So because this map is based on the historic operation, so the branching rules get determined by a certain number of ships. So the next part is a set of destroyers. So we're going to go into the wiki now and take a look at this. Alright, so here we have the information on branching rules. So the main one is light cruiser Jitsu, and then we have destroyers Mikazuki Satsuki, which are part of the Mitsuki class, and Yukikaze and Hamakaze, which are part of Kagero class. And having all 5 of them will lead you through ADFIJ, which is the best way to go as far as I can tell. So for the most part, it seems that branching is a bit random and you don't have the full set. So there's a bit more information on this, but we'll go over that later. So the main factors, you have to have a light cruiser as your flagship, and the rest has to be destroyers. So honestly, if you aren't into World 4 normally, you might have a bit of trouble, because I know that World 2 and 3 really emphasizes brute force tactics, and you don't really use destroyers for strategic tactics again. Okay, and here's the important factor about this map. You don't need to blow up the boss. That's the main different factor. Instead, you'll be reducing a resource gauge that, when we look at the map, is this node over here, J. So basically, you have to pass through J and then hit the boss and get a victory, and then this gauge will decrease. The problem is that, as you can see here, there's actually a chance you will miss this node completely and go from H to K. So we'll look at this clearing mechanic now. These numbers have actually changed since I did the math last night, which is actually good because it means I could redo the calculations nice and quickly. So decreasing the gauge after you beat the boss, you have a base value of 3 per ship. So basically you have a full fleet that's 18 points, plus 3.5 per drum canister, and plus 5.5 per Daihatsu. And then an S rank increases that amount by 50%. So as you can see here, they have 21.5 and it gets increased to 32. For easier one, you can just say just the ships 6 times 3, which is 18, plus 50% of 18, which is 9, that would be 27. So that's how you calculate how much gauge you need to decrease, and this is probably the biggest difference between difficulties in a map I've seen in a long time. Because on easy, you only need to decrease by 100, which honestly means without any drum canisters, you can still do this in roughly maybe about 5 runs, since you actually have combat equipment on. And up to 320 on hard, which actually requires a lot. So I've done the maths here, so I'm going to bring that up to read off. So basically, there's a couple of ways to do it. No drums, A rank on hard mode requires you to do 18 runs. That's presuming you can actually... Oh, so this is A and B rank. Before the information is only for A rank, so that's why I'm saying A rank, so don't worry about that. So basically, no drums, a win that's not an S will require 18 runs. No drums, S rank every time will require 12 runs. And then the basic setup that most people are going with is 6 drums. So 6 drums with A rank or B rank will require 9 runs. 6 drums with S rank every time will only require 6 runs. So as you can see, having the drums greatly decreases how long it actually takes to finish this map. But so we'll go through the map now. The main thing about the nodes here is H and F are night battles. If you go through the set route with the fixed ships, you won't be hitting... Oh no, you won't be hitting a night battle. So actually, there was a route without a night battle, so... Okay, you go through C and G, you won't have a night battle, but that puts you up against the Neo... Actually no, this is a night battle as well. Okay, never mind. They're all night battles, but it'll put you through the PT Impact, which I don't think it's a good idea to run into with the fact that you'll be carrying drums and less combat equipment. So, ignoring that, basically, here we go. So, the set route for the fixed ships is A, D, F, and then I believe it's I to J. So you only have the 2 flights. F is a night battle, but you have to go for a night battle no matter what. They're literally cock blocking you right here. The ships are actually downsized, so you can see the enemies even on hard mode. They're quite weak. They're barely like any yellows or anything. The subs are probably the highest ranks, but honestly, they're an echelon. They won't be hitting you that often. And your main problem will be whether you get blown out in the night battle or the boss wrecks you hard enough. But honestly, even the boss isn't that strong. So we're gonna go through some different strategies now, which is on the Japanese wiki. So we're just gonna shift over to that. Okay, so here we go. There's some little bits of extra information. Why is this up here? Okay, I don't think this is supposed to be here. Get out of the way. Okay, thank you. Alright, so they're saying that you have the set of ships, right? But then there's a different thing where if you actually don't have the full set or you haven't trained them enough, they actually suggest to ignore the set route and just put in your firepower and just go for broke, basically. Because honestly, the ships aren't that much different. The thing is, it's been found once I find where the stuff is. Okay, the branching rules. They're claiming that at a certain if you have a certain amount of drums and a certain amount of recon ability, you'll go from H to I. So you'll go from H, instead of hitting the boss straight away, you'll instead go down to I here. And another thing is, basically saying that if you don't have enough ships, you may as if you have Abukuba, you may as well use her, because at that point, firepower. Just go with firepower. Go with the easiest way you can do it, and have some freedom in how you actually form your fleet. Another thing, let's see if they still have this here. It was actually kind of funny. Okay, here it is. So if you think it's a bother, you can do this really cheesy strategy of send out your support expedition, boss one, equip 18 drums, and have your support expedition blow out the small fry, and get an A win. That only requires you to do this 4 times on hard mode. That sounds really crazy, and I don't even know if you can get to the boss that reliably like that, but it's actually kind of legit. So you could try for that. Otherwise, a more pleasant way to do it, I guess, will be 10 drums. Let's see. And they want you to just have 4 fighting and 2 with 4 drums. How's that work? So you have 6 drums on 2, and you have 1 drum on the remaining 4, and they'll put you up to 10 drums. Well, either way, the important fact is that you need to have lots of drums to clear this quickly. And it's worth a medal, so it's on hard mode, so you might actually want to try for that. But honestly, if you can't clear this particularly easily, you might have a lot of trouble on the next map as well. So, yeah. And let's have a look at the drops now. The drops, nothing special to really note here, I think. You can get Kawakaze again, that's not really that important. You can actually get Hamakaze on the map. So you want to try for her on easy, to see if you can just pick her up before you go into hard mode, that's also a choice. But, actually, let's have a look. So, A to D, DF is the set route for the fixed fleet, so, oh yeah, that's really small fry, and F, that's probably, yeah, so that's the weakest night battle node you can have, even though it's all destroyers, because I think the heavy cruisers on the abyssal fleets are way better than your heavy cruisers at night battles, apart from the select few. So that's that for the enemy nodes. There's really not much to say about the enemies because they're really small fry, and hitting the boss, you don't even need to kill the boss unless you're really aiming for that S rank win, but if you're doing that, you probably have more combat equipment and less drums, so basically you have to do the math. You have to determine how many drums you want, how many what kind of victory you're aiming for, because that's the balance of this map. Do you want to blow the boss, get that S rank with an extra 50% after passing through J? That's important. If you don't pass through J, which is the resource node is J, if you do not pass through here, even if you blow up the boss in glorious explosions, the gauge does not decrease. I've already experienced that, it pissed me off. So be careful of that. Anyways, I think that's all for this map, so I'll see you once I reach the next one.